Hi boys and girls, it's Mrs. Bridges, and today we're going to do a couple of exercises together to look at all three of verb tenses: past, present, and future time or tense. And we're going to look at some different verbs and work together to put the present tense, the past tense, and the future tense in this chart. And then after we do this chart, we'll do one other exercise that will be also a great review to look at all three verb tenses: present, past, and future. So let's take a look at the first example that is already done for us. If the verb is to drop, I drop, he drops, and I drop has no S on it because I and you are those two pronouns that do not need anything added. He drops, we just added the S. Past tense would be yesterday something happened or it already happened. Yesterday I dropped, I just added an ED, but remember I do have to double the final consonant on drop and make it a PPED. When a verb ends in a vowel and consonant in its base form, I do double that final consonant and then add ED. Future tense, tomorrow, will drop. We just add the will in front of the verb drop. Will drop. So let's take to study. I study. He studies. Ooh, gotta change that Y to an I first. And then add ES. In the past tense, I studied, change that Y to an I, and add ED. And tomorrow, in the future, I will study. I just add will in front of it. Oh, here's smile, and there's a silent E on the end. This won't be too hard. So let's see, present tense happening now. I smile. I just leave smile as it is. He smiles. I'm going to add an S to that. Past tense, I need it to end in an ED. So smile already ends in an E. All I have to do is add a D for past tense. Excuse me. Tomorrow, I will smile. All right. Let's go to cry. To cry. I cry. I don't have to do anything when it's I or you as the subject. He cries. Oh, I've got to change that Y to an I and then add a S. Past tense of cry. Yesterday, I cried. So I'm going to change that Y to an I. Add ES. Add ED. I'm sorry, add ED. Yesterday I cried. Tomorrow I will cry. I added will in front of my base verb, cry. Hop. To hop. Now hop as its own has a vowel and a consonant in its end. So we're probably going to be doubling that P before we add any endings to it. Present tense, like today I hop. Today he hops. Just add an S to it. Now when I add EDs as endings to a verb with a vowel consonant, I'm going to have to double that final consonant. So, yesterday I hopped, H-O-P, double that P, then add ED. And future tense, tomorrow he will hop. All right, almost finished with this one. To come, today I come is the present tense. Today he comes in the present, just add an S. Yesterday, ooh, this is irregular. This is a rule breaker, boys and girls. Yesterday, I came. That's just a rule breaker. We just have to memorize that. It's called an irregular verb. And future tense is will come. Tomorrow we will come. Just add will in front of it. And the last row is hug, to hug. Again, hug has a vowel consonant in its basic form, so we might have to double that G when we get over to past tense. But in the present tense, right now, I hug, just leave hug as it is. He hugs, just add simply an S to the end, present tense. Over to past tense, it already happened. He hugged, double that consonant, then add ed. In the past, it already happened. He hugged him yesterday. And in a future tense, just say will in front of hug. All right, so I'll let you look at that for 1 second. See how it looks. Okay, let's go to the next exercise to review. There are 3 sentences here. We're going to read the sentence, and we're going to, each time we're going to make the verb match the tense given. So what that means is the verb is in parentheses, and we're going to give what the verb is in the present tense. Then we're going to go back and put that same verb in the past tense. And then we're going to go back and put that verb in the future tense. So present tense. Let's see here. The sentence is, the rabbits escape is our verb from the cage. So right now, I'm going to think about this in terms of right now, present tense. Yesterday it happened in the past, and tomorrow I'll think of for the future. That's just how I'm thinking. Present tense, right now, the rabbits escape from the cage. So escape. Now let's think about past tense. Yesterday they escaped from the cage. All I have to do is add a D so it ends in an ED for past tense. Future tense, remember, it didn't happen yet. All we have to do is add will escape. The rabbits will escape from the cage for the future. Let's look at number 2. Our plane, and the verb is fly, at noon. So in the present tense, right now, oh, fly ends in a Y. I think we're going to have to change the Y to an I and then add ES, flies. Our plane flies at noon. Past tense, I'm going to think in my mind, yesterday it happened. Our plane, ooh, boys and girls, fly is an irregular verb for past tense. It's a rule breaker. Our plane flew at noon yesterday. Irregular verb, we just have to memorize that. Yesterday, our plane flew at noon. For the future, tomorrow I'm going to think in my head, pretending future is tomorrow, pretending that. Our plane will fly at noon. Okay. Let's look at number 3. Our verb is carry. He, a heavy backpack. So right now, in the present, he carries a heavy backpack. It ends in a Y, so I'm going to change that Y to an I and then add ES. He carries a heavy backpack. That's my present time or present tense verb. Past tense, in my mind, I'm going to pretend and think yesterday for the past. Yesterday he, a heavy backpack. I think it's going to be carried. And again, we've got to change that Y to an I first, then add ED. Change my Y to an I, add ed. He carried a heavy backpack. And finally, future tense. In my mind, I'm going to think tomorrow. Tomorrow he, a heavy backpack. Will carry will be my future tense verb. Will carry. So boys and girls, this exercise also showed us past and present and future tenses. And it showed us an irregular, like a rule-breaking verb. It showed us a verb that ended in a silent E. And it showed us a verb that ended in a consonant Y. So now we've learned how to work with past and present and future tense verbs. And by tomorrow, we're going to have a grammar quiz or a set of questions on Schoology, and it's going to say grammar quiz after slide 47. So it's going to say the title of it by a puzzle piece, grammar quiz after slide 47. And that will be something you can do by tomorrow, Friday, May 1st. I hope the lessons on past, present, and future tense verbs this week were helpful, and I will hopefully talk to you soon. Thanks.